In total, how many cactus do you think you have on the property?
50,000.
Okay, 50,000. And then how many did you start with?
One.
So this is my father-in-law, Tim, and I guess we'll just jump right into it. And I guess tell us how you got started and what was the first cactus that inspired all of this craziness?
Well, COVID hit, and that was probably, I was sitting around going, I don't know what to do. So then I knew I loved cactus, and there was this cactus that I had a long time ago, and I planted it in the ground, and it grew, and I didn't put any effort into keeping it nice. No water. I just said, if you grow, you grow. And if you don't grow, you don't grow.
So some of the bigger seedlings too?
Yeah.
All grew in this span?
Short distance, yeah. So yeah, I propagated from seed, a lot of it in flats. You should probably put about 500, 600 seeds in a normal size flat.
Okay. Okay, so most of the farm started like 2019, but then you said
yeah,
before there was a cactus that kind of inspired it all, or what did you mean?
Yeah, there was one cactus that I took a cutting, stuck it underneath this awning up here, and I forgot about it. And 3 months later, I go, uh-oh, I don't know if it's dead or alive or whatnot, because I didn't know that much about cactus at the time. And I planted it, and I remember just like a long time ago going, okay, if you grow, you grow. If you don't, I don't really care. And then I was driving by and I saw it, and it was happy about 3 years later, and it was 5 feet tall, and it was really happy. And I was going, wow, I like that plant. I didn't care for it. I didn't water it. It handled the freeze. It handled disease. I go, I think I like that plant. And it's a very common plant. But I like some common plant, and sometimes they're common plants because they're good plants.
Which one is that one? The one that you cut and planted?
That was a Cereus peruvianus, and
Okay.
we owe this whole family cactus situation to that Cereus peruvianus.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so that was like what, 10 years ago?
Yeah,
then
maybe, yeah.
So all of your cactus knowledge
Came from that.
in the last 10 years?
Yeah, it grew. I'm not a botanist, or I don't know all that stuff. Never will be. Can't remember a lot of stuff, but through trial and error and practice, I've learned a lot of knowledge, and I've read a lot of books, and so I by no stretch of the imagination am I even remotely an expert. But
I mean, most people that I sell to online, it's a hobby, but you know, even an obsessed hobby, they'll have like 200 or 300 plants in like a greenhouse. Why did you decide just to go like thousands and thousands of them?
I think in my back of my mind, I thought, wow, this potentially could have a business, because I didn't start with that much inventory. I'd buy these giant pots like this, and I would section them all off and then plant them. Sometimes
What do you mean,
I do seedlings.
Like, there was like a bunch of cactus in a pot?
Yeah, and I'd set them all out, and I'd plant them in the configuration that's best. And I go, and then I started looking at the math. Well, if this thing grows and I cut it off here, then I plant that thing and it's growing. And when I cut it off here, these things sprout 3, and then I cut it off there, and then they sprout 9 exponentially. I mean, my God, I just got one big pot, and now I have literally thousands off those like 8 big pots like that. There's so much that is ridiculous, and it came so fast. I have pictures of it when we first started, and it was like barren. There were like a couple, and so
what kind of cactus were in the first pots that you got? Do you
those were
remember the species?
that hybrid up there.
Oh, the Trichocereus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so yeah, and they worked out fantastic too, and beautiful bloomers. But if I had to do it over again, I think I would. If I started nursery over again, I'd do like 7 or 8 of those, and maybe not end up with like 1,000 of them, and a certain amount. You know, I have too much.
What made you decide?
One inventory.
What made you decide those first? Because there's like so many to pick from, especially like here
Yeah.
in San Diego, where like the climate's like perfect and you have a lot of options.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my understanding that Southern California is the hotbed for cactus. Even people in Phoenix and other parts of the nation like North County
Yeah.
for their soil, the decomposed granite, and then you're supposed to get south facing. So I got great decomposed granite, fantastic soil for cactus, and I'm south facing, which is phenomenal. I didn't do it on purpose. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Back to my question though, why did you why did you pick that
specific
one?
one? Well, so I contacted a couple people that were botanists around. I said, what are the best 10 cactus to grow in Southern California? And then I started thinking myself in regards to that, and still to this day, that one's...
So that's on the list of 10?
Yeah.
So a lot of people are probably like wondering, one of them is the Trichocereus hybrid, but what are the other 9 cactus? If you guys stick around, what I'll do at the end of the video, I'll just give you a list of all of those cacti and maybe a picture of them to go along, so stick around.
I've broken down my criteria so that, like, even cactus, I've eliminated 80% of the cactus because of disease, too big of roots, aren't hardy. When you say hardy, it means frost. So they're not frost resistant. So many different angles. How does it grow? Do you have to trim it ever?
But that's just like your criteria because you personally just love things that you don't have to take care of,
Yeah,
right?
I think if you plant in Southern California, you should not, no one's gonna like this, but I don't really care. The, the plumerias, they call it Saquanochi in other parts of the country. The tropical stuff. Let's say you go on vacation, and your sprinklers go out. All that energy you put into that tropical stuff is toast. It's brown, and the climate should dictate what you grow. And so I don't like to have to baby a plant, or if it dies, then I said it was meant to be. Because, I think it's stupid to grow anything that isn't healthy in this desert environment and designed for here.
Was there like a specific moment or point in time where you felt like, okay, this can actually be like a business and it's not just a hobby anymore, and you felt like you had to do something about it?
Slowly but surely, I ended up getting so much cactus through cuttings that I realized that this is actually a profitable design to sell. The cuttings just got out of hand. All of a sudden I had all these, and then next year I had way more than the year before, and then the next year I had way more than the year before, and I go, okay, there's just so much cactus, we got to start selling this stuff. The water and the paint, those aspects were cheap. The labor is the kicker here in regards to that.
What if I had just said like no though, like that I didn't want to do this? What was did you have a backup plan?
I'm a misfit. I always think about stuff like I would probably try to turn this into some funky, weird kind of, I'm a botanical gardens of some sort, putting some giant cactus of different kinds, the giant Mexican cactus, Pringlei.
You think you would have been able to start a botanical garden
start a weird
here?
little garden where people could come up and see mature specimens of all this stuff, to just enjoy it. Not for any monetary gain. And one of the things, I've been here for 35, 40 years or whatever, I don't even know. I thought, which is a way to optimize my land? And I never could quite figure out a way to optimize my land. And I thought, and then cactus I like cactus. I really like just cactus in general. And euphorbias, they're close to the same. Some people can't tell them apart.
Yeah. Well, I did decide to start a business with it, so I guess you did need to start a botanical garden.
And we needed your expertise, let me tell you.
I didn't have any expertise.
Yeah, you got some other expertise though, so that'll work.
Yeah. Do you have a cactus on this property that you would never sell because maybe it just has like sentimental value, or maybe it's really rare, or just, one that you wouldn't get rid of ever?
No.
Okay.
So I'll elaborate. My favorite is this one right here. This one is the Golden Barrel.
Yeah.
It's been the #1 seller on the market. It's super common, so it's not exotic. There's a lot of them. But my God, an architect must have done that, you know? I mean, look at how the spines come down so evenly, the shape of it, the brilliance of the spines when the sun hits it. It just grows like this every year. It doesn't get leggy. You never have to trim it. It still looks beautiful. I mean, I know, I'm not a snob. I know that everybody's got one of these in their yard, but I think they should have more than one.
Not everybody.
But you know what I'm saying? I just like, that for sure is my favorite cactus.
Nice.
So I guess I do have a favorite, but I'd still sell it.
In one of my other videos, I was asking a bunch of people because I was letting people know that I was doing this interview with you today. And they wanted to know if one of the cactus that we had was 100 years old. So is that true? Is one of our cactus 100 years old?
No, we don't have any cactus that's 100 years old. For example, that Golden Barrel, I had a few a long time ago. And one was upside down for like a year and a half with the roots sticking out. And then I kicked it around and I planted it. And it hasn't grown that much. It's still on the property. It's this size now. But if I would have taken care of it, that was about a 30-year-old Goldens. One of the things I really love about cactus is a lot of plants, after they look so nice and flowery and they're really cool, but then after about 6 years, they stretch out, they get what they call leggy, and you have to trim them. Then their maturity is like 4 years.
Yeah.
They're gone. You throw them out and get some new ones.
Yeah.
These along with numerous other cactus can easily have 100 years on them.
Nice.
The ones up top, that you can see, the gray ones.
The cactus or
the cactus? The cactus up top.
Oh, the Pringles.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Mexican Cardon, the giant one. By the way, they look gorgeous in Southern California, way better than they do in nature. And they can last, I don't know, a long time. They'll last your lifetime. I know that much.
Okay, so somebody's asking if we have a physical shop where people can come and visit and buy. And honestly, that's a question for me, which I'll answer. And the answer is no, we do not have a physical location where you can come in and shop. I know that was probably one of your dreams, to start a botanical garden, but I kind of went a different route, and we decided to strictly sell online, and that's what we're doing and what we're focusing on right now. So yeah, unless you want people to come and visit.
No, I do not.
Okay. Honestly, if you're a local neighbor, you got that Fallbrook zip code 92028, send me a DM directly, and we love to take care of our neighbors, so just hit us up. Have you ever been hurt by one of these cactus? Be honest.
Of course, it's spiny. I mean, do you want me to tell you what you should do to not get hurt, or?
Well, tell us a little bit about your injury.
First of all, I'm a one-legged guy, man. I do not want to fall over. You will really get hurt if you're walking around in that stuff and you fall over. You will have spikes all over you. So yeah, you got to be cautious around it. There's multiple ways you can put gloves on, and then you can put another pair of gloves on. Then sometimes they duct tape their fingers, put the first pair of gloves on, then the second pair of gloves on. Sometimes they have carpet, and you put your hands in rolled carpet, so you have just these giant mittens with open ends, and you just can pick it up this way. You can put ropes under it. Carpet's huge. There's ways to be able to handle it with rope and carpet and gloves. But yeah, it's dangerous, and those bunny ears are the worst.
Yeah.
That filament that is the worst that everybody's selling is terrible. I would never grow it. It looks cute. It's a good cactus, but I eliminate it because the spines, or they don't even call it spines, I forget what they call it, are so micro thin that they just get everywhere on you, and it's terrible anybody that works with that stuff, they water it down and make sure it's not windy before they work with it. So
Otherwise, what happens?
You just get attacked with all these little tiny spines.
Can you breathe it in too? Or
Now,
not?
imagine you could breathe it
Yeah.
in too. So, you know, and that's the basic stuff that I know. Just the basic, being around it long enough that I know that stuff. You know, I didn't know that for the first
What
3 years. In
cactus
fact, I think I sold some.
What cactus do you think has the gnarliest spine that would just tear you up?
Well, that Trichioserius has got some vicious spines on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were cut and bleeding one time from the devil's tongue.
Oh man, yeah. Forget that. Yeah, this one's worse. They call it the horse crippler. Oh yeah, I've been stuck a few times on that one, and that one is for sure the worst. And it's got these fish hooks that just come all the way around, gnarly, and they're stiff, and they're strong, and they're sharp. Some of the stuff bends, like you know, it's long and it's sharp, but you can hit it and it kind of bends over. This one doesn't bend. This one's yeah. Thank you for reminding me. That's the worst one that I know of. Yes.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed part 1 of this interview with my father-in-law, Tim, and stay tuned for part 2.